Hello, welcome to the Liberated Multitasker. Today we're going to make a new recipe. It's a low-carb Korean beef bowl. We're going to start off by putting just a little bit of olive oil in our pan. And we're going to use riced cauliflower. It calls for fresh. We're going to use it frozen. You could steam it in the microwave, but I've decided to saute it in my skillet. Now it will thaw out in just a little minute. But I guess you could have laid it out to thaw on the counter or put it in the microwave just for a second. So this will happen quicker. I'm just going to go ahead and salt and pepper this. And I've decided to add just a touch of Joe Daddy's. Cauliflower does not have a lot of flavor, so I want to make sure we have some good flavor. Now I'm just going to stir this around a bit, flip it over as the cauliflower softens. And this will not take long at all. Now this meal ends up taking about 20 minutes to cook. And it is very good. It's not one we've done before. The flavor is different, but we really enjoyed it. It's something I think I will do again. Another great thing about this recipe is it's all cooked in one skillet. Now we're going to get ready to make our sauce in just a little bit, but first I'm going to go ahead and stir up the cauliflower again. It's now soft enough where I can go ahead and break it up into chunks, and this will just help it cook faster. Now for our sauce, we're going to start off with 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Now the recipe actually called for coconut aminos, but I did not have that, so I'm using soy sauce. We're just about there. Next, we're going to need 1/4 cup of beef broth. I'm using my homemade beef bone broth. And this doesn't take much at all. I'm going to stir the cauliflower some more. Don't want it to stick. Now back to our sauce. It calls for ground ginger. I don't have any, so I'm just going to use some of this freeze-dried ginger. And then some crushed red pepper flakes. It calls for 1/4 teaspoon. I'm just going to sprinkle some in. Now I'm just going to whisk this together. And once I feel like it's good and incorporated, I will just move it off to the side. Now the cauliflower is done. I'm going to put this on the paper plate and put it to the side for later use. I'm just going to give you a look-see. That's our riced cauliflower, all cooked, sauteed, and ready to go. Now, I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to our skillet. And now it's time to brown our ground beef. This is beef that we got from a local farmer. We really prefer it. Get that eye on. Obviously, we're going to salt and pepper it. And now we're just going to break it up and let it brown. This is already good and thawed out, so this really does not take that long at all. Now, because we can top this with green onions, sesame seeds, or cucumber slices, which I'm not going to do today, I am going to add some onion powder. And just let this continue to cook. The recipe also called for 1 pound of riced cauliflower. My bag was about 12 ounces. We each had plenty for our dinner for 2, and there was enough leftovers for me to have lunch the next day. So now that the ground beef is mostly done, we're going to add about 4 tablespoons of minced garlic. And I'm just going to let that cook in this ground beef for about a minute, and then I'm going to make sure it's mixed in really good with the beef. Now, believe it or not, we're just about done with this recipe. Just going to let that continue to cook just a little longer. This is a recipe I got online. I will post it in the description notes below. And now it looks like we're just about ready to add our sauce. Just going to add all that in, and we're going to stir it and let it cook until it thickens. And basically, you'll know it's ready when most of that liquid is gone. It's cooked, it's absorbed into the meat, it's thickened up, and you don't have a lot of sauce, but you do have tons of flavor. I'm just going to give it a little taste test. And that looks good to go. You can see my pan does not have a lot of liquid in it now. So now it's time to build our bowl. So our first layer is going to be the rice cauliflower. And then I'll be putting our meat mixture on top. Like I said, the recipe said maybe green onions, sesame seeds, and cucumber slices. I'm not going to do that today. After I add the ground beef, I will add a little bit of dried parsley, and I will top it with the tamed sliced jalapenos. You've probably seen those in a lot of the videos, but we really do like those. I do hope you give this recipe a try. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I really hope to see you soon. You may want to check out my next video. I have something brand new for you to see.